All right, this is Chapter 7, Lesson 2. We're going to open up 7-2, and we're going to save that file as Halloween Invitation. We're going to update links, file, save as, Halloween Invitation. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to get our selection tool, which I already have mine. And we're going to click the orange cloud graphic in the document. Okay, so clicking the orange cloud graphic in the document. I'm going to Command C, which copies, and I'm going to go to Edit and then Paste in Place. Okay, so now if you open up your layers and you look in your graphics, you have two of those orange clouds. All right, we're going to place the blue clouds .tif from the location where chapter is playing in this new frame. So that's still going to be selected. We're going to go to File, Place, or you can do Command D, and then we're going to, in that Chapter 7 folder, so if you didn't download the whole folder, you'll have to go download this file, and it's the blue clouds. So this one right here. We're going to go Open. Okay. In that new frame. So we have, if we hid that one, we would still have the other one right there. Alright. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to get our direct selection tool, and we're going to click anywhere in the pasteboard. So I'm going to click A to get my direct selection tool, click on the pasteboard. I have everything deselected. I'm going to drag the top right corner point towards the center. So I'm going to get my, if you have everything deselected and you come over here with your direct selection tool, see how my little white mouse is doing with that little white square? I can select just that anchor point, and I'm going to drag it in to like here-ish. Okay. Alright, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Undo, Move. Edit, Undo, Move, and that brings it back. Okay, so that's just showing you that like that anchor point, we can move it with our direct selection tool without moving any of the other anchor points. Alright, now we're going to get our pen tool, and we're going to add an anchor point to the top of the path where it intersects with the, add an anchor point on the right path of the frame where it intersects with the horizontal burgundy guide. Okay, so that's going to be right here. Okay, so this is like a burgundy guide on the right side of the pane. So we're going to click right here. Now you see how whenever I'm hovering over that path, I get a plus sign? It means I'm just adding an anchor point. So I'm going to click right there. You see the little green guy? There you go. Alright. Now I'm going to position my pen pointer over the top right corner point. So if I come back over here, I get the minus. Alright, and we're going to click the top right corner point to get rid of it. Alright, so that's kind of, it should take a chunk out. Oopsie, I forgot to do a point. Oops. So before you do that, so you have an anchor point added here, we're going to add an anchor point here, and then now we're going to come by and take that away. Alright, so that's kind of what your screen should look like at this point. Okay, we want to make sure that both the fill and the stroke colors are on none, which they are right now. And then I'm going to get the rectangle tool. So not the frame tool, just the rectangle tool. I'm going to create a rectangle that snaps in. A rectangle that snaps to the inside of the 4 margin guides. So, that would be right here is our margin. So that snaps right to it. Alright, and that was supposed to not have a fill, so I'm going to change that back to none. Okay. Alright, now we're going to get our pen tool, and we're going to add an anchor point anywhere on the left segment of the frame. So anywhere on the left side of this frame right over here with the pen tool. Oopsie. Well, come back, buddy. I'm going to click on my rectangle. Oopsie. Make sure I'm selected. Get my pen tool anywhere on the right side. So right there is where I put mine. Wait, that's not the right side. I am crazy. So at an anchor point on the left segment of the frame. Oh, I was right. I'm just crazy. Okay. With the new anchor point still selected, which it is selected, we are going to click Edit and then Cut. Alright. And actually, we needed to have that black. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do the anchor point still selected, and I'm going to make sure I just have that one anchor point selected. Okay, you can come back and find him. So I've selected that one anchor point. I'm going to go to Edit and Cut. Okay, so you kind of see what's going on right there. Alright. I'm going to click my default button, make sure that's good. Alright. I'm going to click the Stroke Panel Name tab. So, Stroke Panel Name tab to display the stroke. I'm going to change the weight to 4. So I'm going to click this down arrow. I'm going to go to 4. And I'm going to place the pen tool on the top of path of the frame where it intersects with the blue guide. Top path right here. Okay. So, pen tool. Okay. I'm going to add an anchor point right here. And then I'm going to go over here to this point, the top right one. An anchor point on the right path of the frame where it intersects with the blue guide. So that'd be right there. So I have added an anchor point here and here. Alright. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this top right one. So I'm going to click that. So that's kind of what you should be looking at right now. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to switch to preview. So I'm going to select W, and that just kind of does that. And then I'm going to click the selection tool, so I'm going to get my black mouse. Okay, and I'm going to click the black stroked path. So I have that selected, and this is just a different view. So it's just a little bit different way to look at it. So all objects on the path are open within the frame. So I'm going to click the Start List arrow, which is right here in the stroke panel. Okay, Start List arrow on the stroke panel, and I'm going to click Circle Solid. Circle Solid. Why aren't you doing it? It's fighting me. Okay, starting in our circle solid, and then look. So I should have there we go. Okay, so you have to turn both. When you have this selected, you're going to have to put both of those on circle solid right there. Okay. Then I went back to normal view. You could have stayed in that other view if you wanted to. I like the normal view better because I'm used to it. The next thing, we're going to get our pen tool and position the location of the diagonal section of the path that goes with the yellow line. So right here. Pen tool. I'm going to go right in here. Alright. So I'm going to add a point right there where it meets the yellow. And then I'm going to add another anchor point where the black path intersects with the horizontal one. So right with the burgundy. Oopsie. So you want to make sure. Let me get that selected back again. Alright, so I'm adding one on that path right there where it meets. And then I'm going to add a third one kind of right between them. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm going to add one right there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our direct selection tool. We're going to select this third one that we created. So I'm going to click off of them and come back on my direct selection tool. That should be the only one that's colored in. So I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to go up here to Edit and then Cut. edit, and cut, and so that should get rid of a chunk of that right there. So this is just really working with the direct selection tool a lot. Most of it's super simple. We're going to click the selection tool, deselect everything. Click on the top black path, so this top one, and we're going to get the pen tool, and then we're point to the anchor where the top black path intersects with the yellow guide. Okay, so right there. Then stop when a diagonal line appears. Okay, so we're going to kind of go from that one. So we're going to click, if you saw my, oopsie, edit, redo, edit, redo, cut. Alright, so we're going to select, Sure. We're going to select this path right here with your selection tool. So that's our active. We're going to get your pen tool, and whenever you put your pen tool over the anchor point right here, you'll see a slash. That just means you're going to reconnect, and we're going to reconnect there, and we're going to come all the way down to right here. Okay, so that's kind of what that should look like right there. Alright, on the stroke panel, we're going to change this part to a triangle. Start end instead of triangle. Okay, so you should have a triangle pointing down right there. The next thing is you're going to get your selection tool, select the bottom black path, and then we're going to go to our end list arrow. So select this bottom path. We're going to click our end list arrow and change it to triangle. So you see we got actually it's supposed to be the other way around, so that's supposed to be circle solid and that one's supposed to be triangle. Okay, so that's what that's supposed to look like right there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a dashed stroke, which means the stroke of these paths is going to be a dash. So we're going to click View, Grids, and Guides, View, Grids, and Guides, and we're going to hide guides. So all that extra stuff goes away, because we don't need it right now. And the next thing we're going to do is our selection tool, and we're going to click both black paths. So I already have the bottom one selected, and we'll click Shift and select the top one. And then we're going to go to our type list arrow, and we are going to click dashed right there. And then we're going to type 14, 8, 3, and 8 in the dash and gap text. So, okay, so right here, so 14, 8, 3, 8, right across there, and we're going to click the round cap button, which is that one, round cap button, and then you're just going to deselect and zoom out. Okay, so that should be about how yours looks. That's a little crazy right here, but it's okay. Alright, and that's it. This is what I want a screenshot of for lesson 2.